Welcome, everybody, to the holiday edition of the Mans and Flowers Show. I'm Jeff Mans, along with the Oracle himself, Ray Flowers. Ray, how are you on this final Mans and Flowers Show before the Christmas holiday?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Jeff. Getting ready. I got most of my gifts purchased. Only have one last person. Well, two. I haven't got your gift yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, what'd you get me?
I'm thinking, and I'm just sharing this now off the head, top of my head and everything. I'm thinking a Magnum bottle of some type of vodka and a lifetime subscription to Red Bull. What do you think?
Lifetime to Red Bull?
Okay.
That's a smart gift, because if you keep drinking Red Bull, you won't live that long. So it's actually, so it seems like you seem like a very generous person, but realistically, that lifetime subscription will run out pretty quick when your heart explodes.
It'll probably go for about 3 years, yeah.
Probably, absolutely. I actually got a gift. I got a real nice bottle of bourbon from one of our listeners. It was a crazy expensive bottle. I was like, what is this thing? And real expensive bottle of bourbon. I actually cracked it open the other day. Pretty good, good stuff. So thank you guys. Thank you for that. Can't remember the name, of course. What a jackbag I am. Anyway, I'll thank him in a future episode of the Mans and Flowers Show. But Ray, we have business to attend to, and I know you're all jacked up because baseball season's starting to go. The hot stove is on fire, and so are the San Diego Padres. What is going on? I sit down for a minute, I take a couple NyQuil and go to bed at night just to drown out my sorrows. I wake up in the morning, and the San Diego Padres have pretty much an all-star outfield here of Matt Kemp, Will Myers, and now they just made a trade for Justin Upton, the better of the Upton brothers. What are your thoughts on this? I know some of your are on the Horn videos on Fantasy Alarm TV have addressed it, but your thoughts on the new Padres outfield?
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument that as of right now, this is one of the top 3 hitting outfields in baseball overnight. I mean, I don't remember the last time a team went out and not just added 3 potential talents like this in such quick succession, but they have an entire new outfield they didn't have a week ago. I mean, it's really amazing what they did. Matt Kemp hit over 300 in the second half. He had like a 971 OPS. He looked offensively like the Matt Kemp of old. Now, there's questions about his hips. That was a little bit of an issue with the arthritis. I don't think it has any impact in 2015. The fact that,
Can he handle center field?
Because I think that's a good... Maybe not.
Any one of these. Myers did it in the minors. I believe he played there in the minors. I don't think he could do it at this level. Kemp used to be, he was one of the top range factor outfielders for years and years. Last year, if you look at his metrics, they're absolutely dreadful. You mentioned the hip injury, everything else. Can any of these guys play center? Because if not, they got a legitimate problem.
I don't think they can. They're helped out by the fact that Petco obviously is still a pitcher's park. They do have some good hurlers on that team. But no, none of these guys are defensive dynamos by any means. Kemp should be productive with the bat. Will Myers, I think, should be productive with the bat. He was great as a rookie, terrible in year 2. People seem to forget that this guy was a top 5 prospect in all of baseball for multiple seasons. He has the ability to hit 25 home runs, knock in 85 runs this year, hit 270, which would be a very good season for him. You look at Upton, the last 6 years of Justin Upton, BJ Upton flashback. The last 6 years of Justin Upton, his average season has been 26 home runs, 80 RBIs, 90 runs scored, 16 steals. So that group of players, we're talking about a trio of guys that could hit 80-plus home runs, drive in 250, 300, score 250, 300. They're going to have to win with the offense with the outfield because you're right, Jeff. It's not going to be good defensively.
To me, because I was looking at it, you're talking Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, Will Myers. You're talking about 3 guys who could crush left-handed pitching. And to me, it's like the Padres basically built a team that can contend against Clayton Kershaw. Because there's not a lot of great lefties, right? I mean, there's Bumgarner, and Kershaw in that division. And then that's about it. So they basically built a team, at least the middle of the order, to contend against the better pitchers out there in the NL West. So interesting there. Let's move to a little bit of football here, Ray Flowers. It's week 16. It's time for championship week. It's exciting. Everybody's pumped up. And then those who rode Jay Cutler into the playoffs. It's funny. Jay Cutler was at the helm of more championship contending teams this year than Aaron Rodgers because of Rodgers' debacle last week.
And also the cost, too, on draft day. I mean, it's like a 4-round, 5-round, 6-round difference between the two guys, too.
Absolutely. And people don't realize that Cutler he's playing bad, most turnovers of any quarterback in the NFL. But from a fantasy point of view, still a top 8, top 9 guy. Jimmy Clausen now replaces Cutler. People have to go out there scrambling. For one, the biggest question, I think, not who replaces Cutler on your fantasy team. I think, what does it do to Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte, Marquise Wilson? I mean, there's a lot of fantasy talent on the Chicago side that now has Jimmy Clausen throwing them the ball.
Well, I mean, people are going to say, well, look, Josh McCown stepped in last year, and what happened? He was great. Maybe the same thing happens with Clausen. Maybe it does. But, I mean, the guy's thrown, what, Jeff? 9 passes in, 4 NFL seasons? I mean, that's
and that's scary. 9 too many.
Yeah, maybe. It could be. I mean, utter failure, obviously, coming out of college. The offense as a whole this season, even with Cutler under center, it's averaging almost 7 points fewer a game. A full touchdown less than last year. So the entire offense is pulled back. I think I saw somewhere, Jeff, that Forte has 34 carries the last 3 games.
Yes.
So, you can talk about the quarterback play all you want. When your offensive coordinator is calling 12 rushing plays for arguably the number 1 running back in the NFC, you got a problem there. So I don't think this is going to be anywhere near the boost that these players got last year when Josh McCown was forced to go under center. Jimmy Clausen led Bears. I am not a fan of, Jeff.
I'm not a fan of either. Of course, Ray, I'm here in Chicago. Got my nose to the grindstone here, and I do have some news to report here for the Fantasy Alarm, Fantasy Alarm TV and Mans and Flowers Show listeners specifically. The next head coach of the Chicago Bears is Mike Shanahan. That is going to happen. The Bears front office has already reached out to Shanahan, and the Bears front office are interested in coaches that want to work with Jay Cutler. Shanahan and Cutler have that history from back in their Denver days. It was sort of tumultuous ground there at the end, everything always ends badly, otherwise it wouldn't end, let's face it. But supposedly, it's a fact that they've reached out. Supposedly, my sources have told me that Shanahan is open to working with Jay Cutler and helping him get back possibly to his Denver form. This is good news for Cutler in dynasty leagues. The Bears offense, I think, it's a pretty solid move there as well. It would be good for Matt Forte, who's kind of at the pinnacle. That year 29, he's sort of at the age where starts to drop off for running backs. I think you bring a zone blocking scheme with Matt Forte, the kind of lateral quickness he has. I think he's got another year, maybe even 2, of fantasy greatness ahead of him. So that's something to definitely keep an eye out for during the offseason. All right, Week 16 here, Ray. A couple players with injuries. I'm going to ask you, can you start these players? You tell me yes, no, and why. First off, Cam Newton. Do you trust him? He's probable this week for this game against the Cleveland Browns. Can you start him?
Depending on how deep your league is. If you're in a 10-team league, I don't think so. If you're in a 12-team league, maybe, 14, 16, then you can. He had a really good game before his injury. But let's face it, he's all beat up. All kinds of parts of his body are beat up. How is he going to react to being back out on the football field? You can start him, but hopefully you have an option that you can feel more confident in.
What if you have him or Johnny Manziel?
I would go Newton. Would you go Manziel? I wouldn't.
I have that debate in one of my championship leagues right now, so that's why I asked the Oracle himself. How about DeMarco Murray? I've said all week long, it didn't pass the sniff test for me. I never believed he was going to miss this game, and it looks more and more now on Friday that he's not going to miss the game. Still got that big old club all bandaged up. Can you start DeMarco Murray this week, right?
I think you have to. I don't want to turn to the other options people are probably looking at in terms of their depth. I don't know if he can catch passes this week. You may see that role scaled back. If I was starting him, I'd be thinking 15 touches instead of 24 touches. So I would look for him to play, have a reduced workload, and I would be starting him, Jeff.
Would you start him and Randall in tandem just in case, if you're in a championship?
I personally wouldn't. I would make the decision to go with one or the other, and I would go with Murray. That's my call. I don't like the idea of playing 2 guys because I have a very hard time thinking they both have success. It's kind of one or the other. It's how you want to play it.
Any chance Julio Jones plays this week?
Yeah, I think there is a chance. If he's out there, I'm much less likely to play him than I would Murray. Would depend on my other options, but right now I still think even if he does go, we might be looking at a scenario where Harry Douglas ends up being the better play, Jeff.
There he goes, the Oracle himself, Ray Flowers, for Fantasy Alarm TV. This is Jeff Mans, Ray Flowers, Mans and Flowers Show. Happy holidays, everybody. Good luck in Week 16.